Hola and welcome to my channel, His Girl DIYs. Today I'm going to be working on 2 Valentine's Day videos, and most of the materials will be found at the Dollar Tree. I'm going to begin with one of these wall stickers from Dollar Tree and this tower set, also found at the Dollar Tree. I have 4 of these mini canvases. I believe they're 4 by 4, and I purchased these at Walmart. At the Dollar Tree, I purchased a set of these self-adhesive gem. They do look like little mini pearls, and one of these sheets from these per pack. I also got some wooden hearts, and it comes in a pack of 4 from the Dollar Tree, and I'm using the black chalk paint and the Waverly ballet slipper chalk paint that I purchased at Walmart. Mod Podge and some brushes. Alright, so let's get started. I'm going to begin by painting each one of my hearts. I'm going to be painting the top surface, the one that is not, it has the engraved words on it. I'm going to be painting the opposite of that, and the edges. Remember, I have a total of 4 hearts that we're going to be painting. Once that is done, I'm going to let it dry and begin working on my base, which is going to be made by aligning a total of 10 hearts, and I'm going to be gluing end to ends using my hot glue gun. Because I am using my hot glue gun, I'm going to be working fairly quickly because I don't want it to create any lumps in between each of the blocks. Now I have a total of 2 rows. Each row with 10 blocks in each one. I'm going to begin painting it with the black chalk paint, and as soon as I paint it, I'm going to quickly remove the excess paint. The reason why I want to do that is because I'm trying to remove any excess paint and therefore allow the grain of the wood to be shown through. I'm going to be painting each one of the sides, including the 2 ends of these 2 block rows. So that's what I'm going to do that there. And now I'm ready to begin with my canvases. I have a total of 4 that I'm going to be applying the Mod Podge on with my paintbrush, and I'm going to be applying it on the top surface as well as on each one of the sides. And once I do that, I'm ready to begin gluing my my tissue paper. I have used this tissue paper from the Dollar Tree, which I think is absolutely beautiful. It has some roses, which I thought it was perfect for Valentine's Day. So it gives it like a little bit of a glam look that I absolutely love. So I am also pressing on the sides of each one of my canvases. Now I'm going to be using this long bristle dry brush, and I'm applying a teensy bit of paint, as you could see, and I'm going to try to dab off as much as the paint as possible because I want it to be almost completely dry. Once that's done, I'm going to be quickly just going around the edges. The reason why I'm doing this is so that it could bring out the detail of the edges around each one of the hearts. And once I've done that, I'm going to brush it back and forth so that it could pick up and kind of show off or bring out the grain of the wood. I think it's just beautiful. Now, I have fallen in love with these beads, and they're self-adhesive. They do look like half pearls, and once you put them on, they do not come off. I mean, it's a really good adhesive, and they're also so easy to break and mold to whatever shape you want them to. So awesome thing from the Dollar Tree. So there it is. Now I have a total of 4. That does bring wanted to make a note of that does bring its own glue. Do you notice the heart on the right that has some shading of the edges? Yes, I tried to use that glue at first, thinking that I was needing it. Big mistake. Don't do that. So just stick to the self-adhesive. All right, so I have this wall mount sticker from the Dollar Tree that I purchased, I believe it was last year. You may find it on and off. You could use a Cricut machine. You may just write your letters down, but this is what I had on hand to create this decal of the word love. So now that my canvases are dried, I'm going to remove the excess paper by just rubbing back and forth my block sandpaper on it. And that way the paper is cut exactly to the edge of the canvas. And now I'm ready to assemble them all together by gluing the heart onto the canvas. And because it's just one word, I do want them to be even when it comes to, how high or how low they may be placed on the canvas. So I do kind of eyeball it by measuring against the other one next to it. And this is a great time to tell you guys that if you love what you see, please give me a thumbs up. That does help my channel. And if you leave me a comment, let me know if you like it. What would you have done differently if you're planning on making this? I sure hope to inspire you to make it your own. All right, so I am going to now glue each one of my rows of this painted block set to each other. That way it creates a thicker one, creating a base where my word canvases are going to be standing on. I do want to say that reminds me that I want to sand the very edges of these two rows of wooden blocks. That way it kind of also brings out the grain of the wood. Now I am putting these blocks in between the canvases, and that allows me to space them out really in the best way that I could to make sure that they are evenly spaced out once I glue them onto the canvas. Once I glue them onto the wooden rows. I am so loving this. By the way, I also want to let you know that I do have a Facebook page where you could find me and see. I do have live videos 3 times a week on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, where I show a lot more projects that are very easy to make, very inexpensive, and they're just beautiful ways to decorate your house. So here it is. I hope you guys like it. If you do, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share and like. All right, so we're ready for project number 2. Now, this project I really love. It is going to be created by using 4 terracotta pots. Now these terracotta pots are purchased in a set of 3 from the Dollar Tree. You do have to be careful because sometimes, as you may see here, they do come crack. So be aware of that when you're purchasing them and examine them before you begin your project. So now I'm going to be using this blue chalk paint, and I got it at clearance at Michael's, and I cannot remember the name of it, but it's just like in a way like a sea blue, and I'm going to just make it a little lighter by using the white chalk paint as well, and it goes on smoothly and it dries oh so quickly. It is absolutely a great thing to use. So I'm going to be painting a total of all 4 of these terracotta pots. And once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and set them to dry, which takes no time at all. All right, so these pieces they're not wood, but they do resemble wood. They are purchased from Dollar Tree, and Dollar Tree has them at any point. I'm using my charcoal paint by Waverly, and this is chalk paint. I'm going to be painting every side of it. And once I do that, I'm going to set that to dry. Now, by the way, I also want you to, if you are on Instagram, please pass by, look for me, His Girl Petals and Designs, and you will see lots of all of the wonderful pictures and stories, the behind the scene basically of what I do throughout the week. Now, I don't know about you, but sitting down and waiting for my paint to dry is not my virtue. So I use my little drying gun, heat gun, to do that, to help me in between coats. So I'm going to use some of this floral sponge to create a base where I'm going to be inserting the little greenery that I'm going to be adding to each one of these pots. Now I'm ready for my little moss, and I had some left over. This is reindeer moss purchased from the Dollar Tree. Now, I purchased for another project that I did this boxwood, and it was kind of like a big, long, what is that called? Like a swag of this boxwood, and I have tons of it left over. So this is all I put it inside each one of these pots. Now I'm going to be sanding it down just to bring out a little bit of that undercolor. It just makes it look a little weathered, and I'm doing the same thing to that wooden plank. Well, it's not really wooden, but it does look like it. And just like the other project, we're just bringing out the grain of that wood. Now, these little letters I so love. They come in this pack, and they give you an option of whether to use the O or the heart. I chose to use the heart for the spelling of the word love. Now, remember that truffle paint that we used? I'm using it again, and yes, I'm going to be painting each one of the letters. It looks kind of weird painted in brown, but trust me and stick with me, you will see the difference. Well, I want you all to thank you for being here. I hope you're liking this little project. So let me know if you do. Thank you so much for all of your encouragement. I really do appreciate it. All right, so now I am using the same blue that I used to paint the little terracotta pots, and I'm going to be highlighting each one of those shapes and each one of the letters. I wasn't sure at first how much to put, and as I continued the project, I did realize that it does look really cool. So the brown and the blue, it kind of just marries the whole project together. All right, so now I'm going to just cut the pick to size and put it on each one of my little terracotta pots. Now, the reason why I absolutely love this project is because this is not yet just a Valentine's Day project. You could always take away those letters, and you will see that you could use them all year long. Now, these are press-on, rub-on foil letters purchased at the Dollar Tree. I am going to be cutting out each one of the letters that will spell out the words never fails. So, just like one of the sections from 1 Corinthians 13 about love, one of the adjectives of love is that love never fails. So that's what I want on there. So once I have them all aligned, that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to align them and get them ready for rubbing them. I was really happy by the way that this turned out. I was really happy by the way these rub-on letters how easy they were to use. So I encourage you, try them. They were really easy, and I love the finishing. It's like a foil finish. There it is. Doesn't that look beautiful? It kind of brings it out. It makes it a little bit more elegant, yet rustic. I don't know. It's just one of those. I really absolutely love my project. So now I'm ready to just glue it all on there. And once again, if you don't want to use it for Valentine's Day, just take off those words and the letters on each one of these potted plants, and just use it on the other side, and you are able to use this little baby all year long. So I hope that you guys have liked these two projects. Let me know which one was your favorite, and if you want to see more of this, then just go ahead and subscribe by pressing the little subscribe button at the end. And as you will see, you will also have a little bell next to it that you could just go ahead and click on. And thank you so much. Don't forget to visit me on Facebook on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays for live videos. All right, God bless. Adios.